Hello students, this is class 9 economics and we are discussing chapter 1st of economics, that is Story of Village Palampur. See, before we start, let's first understand what do we mean by economics. So economics is a branch of social science, all right? But this branch of social science that is dealing with production, distribution, consumption of goods and services, and what are the resources available to us. So all these things, maybe it is related to the country's economics, right? Particular continent's economics or like that. So basically economics is dealing with the production, distribution, consumption, and even utilization of resources. All right. So in this chapter, they have taken a hypothetical example of village Palampur. This is somewhere in UP. And on the basis of this village, they've tried to explain us what is economics. Okay. So let's start. So first, let's see introduction. So as I said, that Palampur is it's a hypothetical example. It's a hypothetical village, and where the farming is the main activity. Farming is the main activity. Not only farming, there are other activities also, but farming is the main one. And other activities include small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. Now, naturally, if there are some production activities involved, then naturally resources will be there, right? Because without resources, you can't produce anything, right? So resources combine to produce the desired goods and services. Now, description of the village. Then they have given us the description of village. So this Palampur, it's a village which is very well connected with the neighboring towns and villages. The roads also connects to the village and nearest small towns also. Okay, so the transportation is kind of good. There are other transports such as bullock carts, chongas, bogies, motorcycles, etc. So these these kind of transportation services also can be seen here. Now let's talk about people of Palampur. There are mostly like about 450 families living there. They consist of different castes. Almost like 80 families, they are of upper caste, and they own the majority of the land. These houses are quite large and they are made up of brick and cement. Naturally, because they are of upper caste, so they have large kind of houses. And then there are scheduled caste people also. Like 1/3 of this total population is scheduled caste, that is Dalit. They are living in one corner of this village and they are living in small houses. Now, what kind of facilities they have? So they have electric connections. Means electricity is there, and this electricity is used in tube wells, that is in the farming activities also. And not only farming activities, some small businesses also using this electricity, because naturally without electricity no one can do, right? Then facilities like primary schools and health centers are also available, right? So this is what the introduction part of this lesson. Now, as we say that there are different activities like production activities and all. So what kind of production is being handled, okay, by these people? What kind of goods are being produced here? What kind of services are being generated here, right? And naturally, when you talk about production or production of maybe goods or services, then it requires certain things. It requires certain backup. Without them, you can't have your production. All right. So now let's see what are the requirements for the production. So the first production requirement is land naturally. Even if you want to even if you want to start a very small cottage industry, okay, then also you need a house, means land, right? If you want to start a service center, like maybe a very small clinic, right, very small health center, then also you need land. So the first requirement is land. And not only land, there are other natural resources also attached to it, like water, forest, minerals, and all, right? So this is what your first requirement is when you deal in the production. This production can be anything, it can be of goods or services. The second requirement is labor. Fine, we have land, but how are we going to work? We need someone to work there, right? So the second requirement is labor. So you see, what we should do is we should try to connect the things. When we connect it, it becomes very easy to understand. So first we need land, okay? Let's say if you want to start something, a very small business, very basic business, you need land naturally. For that, after you got the land and the other natural resources like water and other facilities related to it, then you need labor, right? Now, depending on your work situation, you need either highly educated workers or skilled workers who are good at their manual work, right? So the second requirement is labor. The third requirement is physical capital. Okay, fine. You have land, you call labor also, but how are you going to pay them, right? And how are you, what are the machineries, what are the tools they are going to work with? So you need to have variety of tools, okay, machines. Let's say even if you want to start a small clinic, you need basic things like all the related items which is necessary in the health center. If you want to start a small school, there also you need books, blackboards and everything. So these are called physical capital, right? And you need variety of inputs required at every stage of production, and these are required at every stage of production, okay, like tools, machines, buildings, right? And because they are needed, they are must, we can't do without them, right? And that's why they are called fixed capital. For example, once you buy machine, it's not that every week or every month you need to buy machine, right? So they are kind of things that you can use them years and over the years and years with some of the maintenance, okay? So that's why they are called fixed capital, because they are must. They need, the very first thing you need to do is to to get these things, because without these fixed capital you cannot start your work. Raw materials and money in hand are called working. So when we talk about physical capital, there are two types again. One is tools, machines, and buildings that can be used in production for over many years. So they are called fixed capital. And the other type is called raw material and money, that in hand, that is liquidity, cash. They are called working. So these are used up in production. Okay. So this is what it is. Now there is fourth requirement, and that is one needs knowledge and enterprise. Okay, fine. As I said, you got land, you called labor, labor came, then you bought all these tools, machines, and everything. You got the cash also on your hand, that is working also on your hand. But now the laborers are asking what to do and how to do. Then who is going to give them advice? Who is going to guide them, right? So that is where this fourth requirement comes. That is, One needs knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together land, labor, and physical capital and produce an output. Means we have everything, but if we don't have brain to utilize them, are we going to use them? No. We won't be able to coordinate all these things. All these things means all these requirements like land, labor, and all this capital. Are we going to put them together and to make use of it as efficiently as possible? Right? So for that, we need knowledge, right? So this is called human capital. This thing, which is related to knowledge and the ability to put all these resources together and get your work done with them, right? So this is called human capital, right? Okay. So every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. So it's very important. See, any organization or any small business or any small, kind of enterprises, they need to combine all these things together. That is land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. And these together, all these things together, they are known as factors of production. So these are factors of production. This is very important. Now, why they are factors of production? Because without them, you are not going to produce anything. Okay, we are not going to be able to produce anything without the help of land, labor, physical capital, and above all, human capital. Right? So let's see quickly what we have seen. हमने देखा कि पहले इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है, जहां पे हम डील करते हैं प्रोडक्शन से, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन से, अवेलेबल नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज से, तो वो हमारा हो जाता है इकोनॉमिक्स. सो इसमें एक हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल लिया है पालमपुर विलेज का, जो कि कहीं पे यूपी में है, और उसकी एक केस स्टडीज लेके हमें इकोनॉमिक्स सिखाने की कोशिश की गई है इसमें. अभी उसमें क्या है कि ये जो विलेज है उसकी फार्मिंग एक्टिविटी मेन है, और दूसरी छोटी मोटी एक्टिविटीज भी है इसमें, ठीक है. एंड फिर उन्होंने उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया है कि किस टाइप का है पालमपुर, किस तरह से फैसिलिटीज है उसमें, किस तरह के लोग रहते हैं, वो हमने देखा. फिर फैसिलिटीज में कौन सी चीजें हैं, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिक कनेक्शंस वगैरह है, ठीक है, प्राइमरी स्कूल्स हैं, हेल्थ सेंटर्स हैं, ठीक है. फिर हम बात करते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल प्रोडक्शन की. मींस जब हम प्रोडक्शन की बात करते हैं तो देयर आर फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. देयर आर मेनली 4 फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. क्यों उसको फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन कहा जाता है? क्योंकि दे डिसाइड द प्रोडक्शन. ओके, ये सारी चीजें, जो 4 चीजें हमने देखी, वो एक्चुअली डिसाइड करते हैं प्रोडक्शन कितना होगा, कैसा होगा. और वो कौन सी चीजें हैं? द वेरी फर्स्ट इज लैंड, बिकॉज विदाउट लैंड यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू सेट अप एनीथिंग. दूसरी चीज हमने देखी लेबर. अगर हमारे पास वर्कर्स नहीं है, हमारे पास अच्छी टीम नहीं है काम करने के लिए, तो अकेले कुछ नहीं हो सकता, सो लेबर. थर्ड रिक्वायरमेंट इज फिजिकल कैपिटल. फिजिकल मतलब जो ऑन हैंड अवेलेबल है, राइट? इट्स एग्जिस्ट इन फिजिकली. ओके, द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आर फिजिकल. जैसे मशीन्स हैं, टूल्स हैं, रॉ मटेरियल्स हैं, ठीक है. और दूसरी ऑन कैश हैंड जो है, जैसे हैंड ऑन हैंड जो हमारे पास कैश होती है, उसको वर्किंग कहते हैं, ठीक है. क्यों उसको वर्किंग कहते हैं? बिकॉज उससे हमारा प्रोडक्शन कंटिन्यूअस चलता रहता है, राइट? तो इसलिए उसको वर्किंग कहते हैं. तो एक होती है फिक्स्ड कैपिटल और दूसरी होती है फिजिकल कैपिटल, उसको हम फिक्स्ड कैपिटल भी कहते हैं. और दूसरा होता है वर्किंग, जो कि रॉ मटेरियल्स और मनी इन हैंड होता है. देन फोर्थ रिक्वायरमेंट, कि ये सारी 3 चीजें हैं, बट इन 3 चीजों को गाइड करने वाला कौन है, इन 3 चीजों को देखने वाला कौन है, लीड करने वाला कौन है? तो वो है ह्यूमन बीइंग. बिकॉज ऑफ हीज और हर नॉलेज एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, दे आर एबल टू दे आर एबल टू कोऑर्डिनेट ऑल दिस थिंग्स. ये सारी चीजें दे कैन पुट टुगेदर, फर्स्ट, सेकेंड एंड थर्ड रिक्वायरमेंट, ये सारी चीजें वो दे कैन पुट टुगेदर एंड दे कैन मेक यूज ऑफ इट एज एफिशिएंटली एज पॉसिबल. वो बहुत अच्छे से इन सब चीजों का यूटिलाइजेशन कर सकते हैं और एक अच्छा सा ह्यूमन कैपिटल बना के एक अच्छा सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सेटअप कर सकते हैं। ठीक है। सो ये जो है, ये सारे हो गए हमारे फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन। दूसरी जो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है वो हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में देखेंगे। ऑलराइट, सो टिल देन गुड बाय।